Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavatana Prabhuji. Are we ready to start, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. We can.
Hare Krishna devotee, Dandavatana. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today is the very auspicious occasion of the appearance day of our very powerful Acharya and our Sampradaya, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. That's his appearance day. And Prabhuji will actually share the glorifications of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur with us. Thank you, Prabhuji. Over to you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So, we welcome the devotees and we'll try to start with the prayers and then I'll share a PPT wherein we can understand some of the glories and pastimes of the Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवराय ते I offer my respectful obeisances unto Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda, who is the transcendental energy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is a strict follower of the Goswamis, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami. So, what a fortune we have that we could uh, uh, gather together to hear the glories and discuss the pastimes of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is the Acharya who kind of brought back the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Goswamis, which were almost lost for hundreds of years, maybe more than 300 years after the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Goswamis, the Vaishnava, Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya was almost lost, and it was Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's major contribution that it could be revived. His literary contribution, his contribution in the form of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. If we see and the history, how it goes, we can really feel that it is only because of the contributions of Bhaktivinoda Thakur probably we could get the shelter of Srila Prabhupada ISKCON. Otherwise, it was very, very difficult and impossible to get Chaitanya Charitamrita, etc. So, we'll try to go from the beginning of the pastimes of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and in brief, probably you might have heard few of them, but we'll nevertheless try to hear those few again, and some other pastimes which I could gather in the PPT. I like to share them. So, yeah, that is what I was saying, that after 1750 AD, the influence of the Hare Krishna movement seemed to wane away, and many pseudo devotees or sects of Sahijiyas sprouted up, each claiming to be the true purveyors of Vaishnava Dharma. Because of their bad character, the Sahajiyas brought disrepute upon the pure movement of love of God begun by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And almost 350 years after the appearance of Mahaprabhu, the divine son of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur came to illuminate the Gaudiya sky. So, what we'll try to essence summarize is his childhood education, his marriage and profession, preaching days, initiations and titles he achieved, major achievements, special anecdotes like the seventh Goswami, final pastimes, predictions, and daily schedule. Some innovation in preaching techniques also, which he at those times introduced. So, his birthplace is in the Birnagar, Kulagrama, birthplace of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, where his childhood and education passed in West Bengal. And in 1838, the seventh son of Raja Krishnananda Datta, a great devotee of Lord Nityananda in Birnagara, a Nadia district of Bengal, and his childhood name was Kedarnath Datta. Hope my voice is clear, Prabhu. Am I clearly audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Okay. So his schoolings were done in a Bengali medium. Up to the end of the 6th year, he attended a Bengali medium school. He began his schooling at the age of 5. And when Kedarnath Dutt was at 7, the king of Krishnanagar established a college and invited prominent land holders and neighboring kings to send their sons. Kedarnath, Kaliprasanna, his elder brother, and other boys from their family attended this college. So, family went into poverty because father passed away when he was at 11 years old. Still Kedarnath, that and whatever land was given was taken away by the owners, whom the grandmother conferred upon his grandmother, actually the property, but it was changed by the owners. So the family went into poverty condition at such a young age, at 11 years. And Kedarnath Datta still passed over all these difficulties with great endurance. And how he became very expert, this is the secret of his expertise. His uncle, Kashi Prasad Ghosh, who had mastered the British education, came to Ulagram after the death of his maternal grandfather. His uncle schooled young Kedarnath in Calcutta at his home. This was at first resisted by the boy's mother, and then assisted his uncle by judging manuscripts submitted to the newspaper and studied uncle's book. So actually, Kashi Prasad Ghosh, his uncle, was actually writing many manuscripts. Many people used to approach him because of his scholarly nature. And Kedarnath Dutt, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, then he was assisting his uncle. So at a very young age, he could grasp the skills of writing. That is why he could write the books very fast by studying his uncle's book and all the manuscripts which were submitted to newspapers, etc. He attended Calcutta's Hindu Charitable Institution High School and became an expert English reader, speaker, and writer. So, yeah, for the University of Calcutta, in 1856, at age of 18, and started writing extensively both in English and Bengali, and these were published in the local journals. He studied English literature extensively, taught speech making to to a person who later became a well-known orator in British Parliament. So the person was taught by mm, our Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So yes, all of you are aware of Rabindranath Tagore, but there was a brother called Dwijendranath Thakur, who was a Nobel Prize, who he was a brother of Nobel Prize winner Rabindranath Tagore, and was the Kedarnath's best friend during these years. So he assisted Kedarnath in his studies in Western religious literatures, and Kedarnath used to call Dwijendranath Bodo Dada, big brother in Bengali, means Bodo Dada. So actually, initially, before his pastimes of devotional aspects begin clear cut, he was very much already averse to the impersonalist understanding of the religion, the concept, and I would deliberate and converse a good deal with Dal Sahib, a Christian former teacher, along with other missionaries. And the Christian religion in comparison to the Brahmo religion. What is Brahmo religion? Nothing but impersonalism. So when I went to Calcutta, I would meet Badodada and hear a little of Brahmo Dharma. So this Dwijendranath Badodada was talking more about Brahmo Dharma, and which was not very much liked by our Bhakti Vinod Thakur Kedarnath Datta. So he writes this to his son Lalit Prasad, that this Christian religion in comparison to Brahmo religion was far superior in one sense, because there was at least some personalism there. So he marries and has many children, and you can see Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur over here, who is also there. So upon his reaching the age of 12 only he got married, and the girl was, I think, very very young at that time, maybe less than 10 years, deciding to become a school teacher. He never liked other professions of merchant class, because a lot of dishonesty was interested in the involved in that, and he decided to become a school teacher. So he established a school for English education in Kendrapara village, and then later he went to Puri and passed a teacher's examination and got a post in Katak school. So in 1860, Bhakti Vinod Thakur was given the post of headmaster of the Bhadra school, and at the end of 1860 he received another promotion and received a teacher's appointment at Midnapur in Odisha. So Kedarnath's first wife died, and so he married Srimati Bhagavati Devi in the town of Jakapura. So Kedarnath appealed to the Lord, asking him to send a ray of Vishnu. Actually, in the other literatures, it is mentioned that he got a dream of Lord Jagannath, that I have not called you to Jagannath Puri to just do management, because he was taking care of the Jagannath management, Jagannath temple management. So I have called you here to do preaching. I was hearing from His Grace Karnamurti Prabhu also, and then he told that Lord Jagannath, when he told like this, that I have not called you for management, then Bhakti Vinod Thakur asked him that if so, then you only send one of the representative from your office. I have my office here in Jagannath temple, but if this is not what is enough, then I need help. How will I do alone everything? So that is what he prayed for, the ray of Vishnu, and thus Jagannath replied, yes, please go and approach Vimala Devi, and he got Vimala Prasad. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was born in 1874 as the fourth son at Puri. So what are the names of the other children? Anna Prasad, Radhika Prasad, Kamala Prasad, Varada Prasad, Viraja Prasad, Shailaja Prasad, Lalit Prasad, and 6 other children. So this was the family full of Prasad. He accepted the post of deputy magistrate in the government of Bengal in 1861. Later he became a collectorate officer and then a head clerk of the judge's court in Chaudanga for a salary of 150 rupees per month for a year and a half. So this is his photo as a magistrate. He was very strong in his decisions. He would decide immediately. He did not allow any humbug in his court. No upstart could stand before him. Now there is a reason why he could do this. Actually, he used to study the cases before going to the court. And that is how within 5 minutes he will solve it. So in a day, sometimes he has solved 45 cases also. So that fast. And the British could understand that this is a no ordinary person. He's a very scholarly and expert, and that is why they facilitated him with a railway when things were becoming difficult, so much so that it passed right from his home towards the court. So his divine grace, so that he could smoothly commute for his daily duties at the nearby district. We know about that. So yes, during a pilgrimage at Vrindavan, he dealt with a gang of dacoits known as Kanjaras who robbed and killed many pilgrims. He gave evidence to the government, and commission was formed to wipe out this scourge. So he was very expert in removing. He never fear. Very fearless preacher. He could find time for devotional contemplation and service even under the pressure of official work as a magistrate. We will see at the end his time schedule, which is very ideal, very worth worshipping, and nowhere it is possible to imitate for a conditioned soul. So here is Sarada Charan Mitra, a Calcutta High Court judge, who writes about Bhakti Vinod Thakur, that I knew Thakur Bhakti Vinod intimately as a friend and a relation. Even under the pressure of official work as a magistrate in charge of a heavy district, he could always find time for devotional contemplation and service. And whenever I met him, our talk would turn in a few moments to the subject of devotion, Advaitavad philosophy, and the saintly work that lay before him. Service of God is the only thing he longed for, and service under the government, however honorable, was to him a clog. He was just doing as a matter of duty. Then about his preaching days, when he was the headmaster at the Midnapur school, he studied many popular Bengali religious sects and concluded that they were all cheap, and the only real religion that had ever been established in Bengal was that of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Unfortunately, his movement was not well represented, and that is why Kedarnath could not even get a copy of the 16th century Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, despite searching in bookshops, libraries and monasteries all over Bengal. In 1868, during the time of being a deputy magistrate, he received the copies of Srimad Bhagavatam and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. He read Chaitanya Charitamrita repeatedly. His faith in Krishna developed until he was absorbed in Krishna day and night and offered heartfelt prayers for the Lord's mercy. So he was studying and writing in Puri. He studied Bhagavatam with the commentary of Sridhar Swami, copied out in longhand Shatasandarbhas of Jiva Goswami, made a special study of Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. So in the Jagannath temple, he became the manager, and he set up a Bhakti Mandapa where daily discourses of Srimad Bhagavatam were held. Kedarnath used his government powers to establish strict regularity in the worship of the deity, and he would spend long hours discussing Krishna and especially important sites of Sri Chaitanya's pastimes like Tota Gopinath and Siddha Bakul Gambhira. Yes, here is Bankim Chandra, who is a well-known personality, but he had some mundane speculations about Krishna, and with the preaching of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he later got confirmed with the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings and got transformed. And it was the king of Tripura, who is a Vaishnava. Bhakti Vinod Thakur went and spoke Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes and chanting the holy name for 4 full days, and he was very impressed, and he used to call even Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur later on to conduct programs in his governance. So he got the initiation from Bipin Bihari Goswami. This is a Diksha Guru and formal Vaishnava initiation, who is a descendant from the Janva family, Mother Janva. So within a few years and his initiation, Kedarnath was awarded by the Vaishnava the title Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur in appreciation for his tireless propagation of the philosophy of devotion to Krishna. So he met Srila Jagannath Das Babaji, who is his Shiksha Guru, and accepted him as his instructing spiritual master. So what were the achievements of Bhaktivinoda Thakur? Hundreds of authorized spiritual books, discovered the Lord Chaitanya's birth site and introduced preaching innovations. So if we tell the names of book, it may take a long time. There are endless, which his own is Bhanu Swami Maharaj is still translating, and some of the very important ones which we keep reading often and quoting in our lectures we hear is Harinam Chintamani, on chanting of the holy names, Jaiva Dharma, the function of the soul, very nice basic points, the fundamentals of our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy is very nicely discussed in these books, and the list goes on, Sharanagati, Geetavali, and long list of books. So apart from this, he had established a printing press at Bhakti Bhavana. It is a house in Calcutta where daily Sri Gadadhar is worshipped, and began the publishing of a Vaishnava journal called Sajjana Toshini in 1881. So the Harmonist also, or the Sajjana Toshini, which later on was continued by his son Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So in 1896, this book found its way into Library of Royal Asiatic Society in London, the Library of McGill University of Canada, and other respectable institutions. It was reviewed in the Journal of the Royal Asiatic Society by Mr. F. W. Fraser, an erudite British scholar. And when our Srila Prabhupada went to America, he found these books in American libraries and institutions, which Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Luckily, in 1896, he had founded into the library, and 1896, Srila Prabhupada also appeared in this planet. So in 1887, Bhaktivinoda Thakur got a divine dream to quit the government job and go to Vrindavan for the rest of his life. But Lord Chaitanya came in the dream. You will certainly go to Vrindavan, but first there is some service you must perform in Navadvip. When will you do that? And then that discovering of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birth site. Very amazing that when he was actually, the exact process we'll describe in a few minutes. He established the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's the temple at Yogapit by begging door to door for funds. Actually, it is said that he used to just be satisfied with even 1 rupee, but he wanted more and more people to collect it so that more of them get benefit of serving the Lord. He was not just like one big donor, mil gaya ho gaya kaam. He was wanting that let everybody get the benefit. So he was going actually door to door to establish this Yoga Pitha. So many learned Pandits also approve, and Navadip Dhama Pracharini Sabha was formed for spreading the glories of Yoga Pitha. And later when his health was not very nice, we know that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur took over, especially from the discussion of who is supreme, the Brahmanas or Vaishnavas. So installation of Gaura Vishnupriya deities at Yogapith also happened. So he did many other preaching innovatives. He took leave from his office for 2 years and acquired a plot of land at Sri Godadruma Deep, which many of us would have visited, and built a retirement house there called Surabhi Kunj. 1890 he established the Namahatta over there. So he used to take leave from the office. Such a dedicated personality. We can see that to establish preaching he has done a major sacrifice from his own routines. Lord Nityananda had established his Namahatta at the same place, and Bhaktivinoda considered himself a street sweeper of the Namahatta of Nitai. So very humble, and took leave from the government service and lectured at clubs, societies, organizations, and opened many Namahatas in different districts. So that was the congregation preaching which His Holiness Jaipatak Maharaj used to follow by going to door and establishing many Namahatas. If I am not wrong, I have heard that as many as 2,500 Bhakti Vrikshas were going on during his times when he was preaching, and this was the innovation of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He lectured and gave readings on Vaishnava books in various religious societies, published a detailed account of Sri Chaitanya's life in Hindu Herald and in English periodicals. This Sri Vishwa Vaishnava Sabha was also established at Calcutta to dedicate the preachings of pure bhakti and to publicize the work of the Bhakti Vinod Thakur's books. So the seventh Goswami title was given by Shishir Kumar Ghosh, the founder of Amrit Bazar Patrika, and Shishir Kumar Ghosh was also author of Sri Amiya Nimai Charita. So he told that I have not seen the six Goswamis, but I consider you to be the seventh Goswami. So he introduced the calendar also, the Chaitanya Panjika calendar. An appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was made very much respectfully observed, an important fasting day in the Gaudiya Vaishnava calendar. So these are some rare photos of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. One was common, yeah. So you know that once upon a time there was a ghost tree. This is apart from the personality, the Falgu Baba, that is a separate. But this ghost, it was in Champarana. People used to worship this ghost banyan tree, and which had the power to influence the mind of the local judge to decide in the favor of the worshipper. So people used to worship this ghost tree to get the judges favor, the judgment will come in their favor. But what did Kedarnath Dutt do? He engaged the father of Pandit Ramabhai, a famous girl scholar, to read Srimad Bhagavatam under the tree, and soon the tree completely collapsed there at Champarana. He also chastised the Bishakshen, who was trying to claim himself to be the Lord, and he was deluding people by his mystic powers, and he was challenged by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and soon by the power of Bhakti Vinod Thakur's devotion, this personality was lost his influence over the people, and he was actually put behind the bars also. So chastisement, the district commissioner for Orissa requested Kedarnath to bring Bishakshen to justice, and Kedarnath invited him to Puri, where he could see Lord Jagannath, the district commissioner. Bishakshen haughtily said, "Why should I come to see Lord Jagannath? He is only a chunk of wood. I am the supreme person." So Kedarnath Dutt immediately arrested him, brought him to Puri, and threw him in the jail, where he was guarded by 36 Muslim constables and 72 policemen from Cuttack day and night. The trial lasted 18 days, during which time thousands of people gathered outside the courtroom demanding Bishakshen's release. On the 6th day of the trial, Kedarnath's second daughter Kadambini, aged 7, became seriously ill and nearly died. But within a day, she had recovered, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur knew that it was the power of this yogi which was working. He remarked, "Yes, let us all die, but this rascal must be punished." Actually, the Britishers also knew that only Kedarnath Dutt, that is Bhakti Vinod Thakur, can do this. And he also knew that these Britishers are very cleverly trying to make us compete, and they were trying to be aloof. But knowing this, Bhakti Vinod Thakur did not compromise, because anybody claiming to be God and blaspheming the devotees and the devotional service process, he never used to tolerate this. Knowing that the Britishers are trying to play game, he still went on to do his duty to remove such personalities. So his hairs were cut off. So when Bishakshen was being readied for jailing, the district medical officer cut off all the yogi's long hairs, which is the source of all his powers. He fell to the floor like a dead man. So all his powers was in the hair, which was removed. So after 3 months, he was moved to the central jail at Midnapur, where he took poison and died in the year 1873. There was when Raghunath Das Babaji was doubting that whether this Kedarnath Dutt is a very good devotee or not. Uh, so Kedarnath Dutt was an unauthorized, he did not wear Kanthi Mala, Tilaka, and he advised other Vaishnavas to avoid Kedarnath Dutt's association. So he is Raghunath Das Babaji. But he contracted a deathly disease, and Lord Jagannath appeared in his dream, told him to pray for the mercy of Kedarnath Dutt if he had at all wanted release from illness and death. He did so, and Kedarnath gave him special medicines and cured him. Babaji was blessed with a true awareness of Kedarnath's spiritual position. So there are many such upstarts, Nitai, Gaur, Radhesham, Charandas, Babaji and all. So they were all being preached and forgiven by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So skin disease of Bhaktivinod's son disappeared by lying down overnight at Lord Chaitanya's birthplace. And yes, the Puri king had done some misappropriating of money of almost 80,000 rupees at those times. But by Bhaktivinoda Thakur's interference, all was corrected. This is very interesting that actually this Lord Jagannath, that actually the king of this Puri, he arranged for pay for offerings of food to Lord Jagannath that are made for 52 times daily. So this diminished the money quickly, and Raja was angry at Kedarnath, and thus with the help of 50 Brahmin priests began a yajna meant for killing Kedarnath. So now this money was going, Raja was angry, he established Brahmins for sacrifice, but the sacrifice went on for 30 days and the king's own son, not Kedarnath, died. So this was the power of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's devotion. Even an English person, William Duke, he clearly confessed that I was trying to remove you from the magistrate position, but I was feeling very bad. My conscience was not allowing that such a great personality should not be treated like this, because he was fearing that these Indians, if such clever Indians are there in the big position, British will not last long in India. But he felt sorry that he had such a thought, and he wanted to confess it. But what was Bhaktivinoda Thakur's reply? I considered you to be a good friend and a well-wisher all along. Pleased with Sir William, he gave him his blessings. So he served under him as a chief secretary to the government, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So he retired from the post as deputy magistrate in October 1894, and at age of 56, though, this move was opposed by his family and the government authorities. He stayed at Swarup Ganga to worship, lecture and revise his old writings. So these are the photo of his with the court officials. He had a big beard, and this is how the office was going on. So he constructed his own place of bhajan on the beach at Jagannath Puri called Bhakti Kuti, and began solitary bhajan. And he accepted the vesh of a Babaji in 1908, just 3 years before he passed away. And until 1910 he would move between Calcutta and Puri and continued to write. After that he stopped all the activity and remained absorbed in the holy name of Krishna. He shut up himself and entered Samadhi, claiming paralysis. Entered the eternal pastimes of the Lord, almost 1914. So this was almost 6 years before. And on the disappearance day of Sri Gadadhar Pandit, he returned to his sweet pastimes in the spiritual world. His earthly body was taken back to his beloved Godruma. So it was Bhaktivinoda Thakur, actually, he used to tell who is who. We know that many of the acharyas have eternal positions, their swarupas in the spiritual world. So it was Bhaktivinoda Thakur who used to reveal this, that which acharya had which eternal position in the spiritual world. So in the pastimes of Radha Govinda, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is a Kamal Manjari, a confidential gopi assistant to Ananga Manjari, Radharani's younger sister, and to Srila Rupa Manjari, who appeared in Lord Chaitanya's time as Srila Rupa Goswami. So we hear about Sanatan Goswami, also known as Ananga Manjari. So Kamala Manjari is assistant to these two. So in nutshell, if we want to just see, Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to wear coat and pants, double-sized tulsi neck beads, avoided luxurious lifestyle. He was never proud. He spoke many languages like Bengali, Sanskrit, English, Latin, Urdu, Persian, and Odia. He wrote books also in Urdu, I was hearing. He did not have any debts. Srila Prabhupada used to sell for a grahastha two major things: no debts, and the office should be very near to the home. So he never accepted gifts from anyone. He disliked going to theaters because of they are very much frequented by women. Always charitable to Brahmanas and equally befriended other castes. Started writing books at age of 12 itself. Would never chew betel nut. Declined all the honors and titles offered by the government. Very strict in moral principles. I heard that in the movie made by our His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, that the British, when they used to come to meet him in the morning hours, they used to take the permission of the boy Bimala Prasad, and only Bimala Prasad can go and check whether he can meet or not, because nobody can disturb his morning hours and chanting. So the Britishers used to wait outside till he completes his chanting rounds, and then only even the wife would not go and dare disturb the Bhaktivinoda Thakur during the chanting time. So that rigid was his morning sadhana, and he would shave his head in once in a month, and he could find time for devotional contemplation service under all his magisterial works. So he has predicted that here will be a big temple where all the Russians and the Portuguese and Americans will come and chant Gauranga's names. So the prediction is coming true with TOVP very soon opening. Concerning a person and a phenomenon, personality will soon appear, wrote Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and he will travel all over the world to spread the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So this was Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and very soon the chanting of Harinam Sankirtan will be spread all over the world. When will that day come when people of America, England, France, Germany will take up kartals and mridangas and chant Hare Krishna in their towns? When will that day come when the fair-skinned foreigners will come to Sri Mayapur Dham and join with the Bengali Vaishnavas to chant Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana? When will that day be? And I'm sure you are aware of the schedule, but just for our own purification, we'll just go through once. At 8 p.m. he will take rest, and at 10 p.m. he will rise. Can you imagine? 2 hours of sleep. And then what he will do at 10 o'clock? He will start writing till 4 a.m. 6 hours straight. Such a Herculean task, and completely out of the body. 4 a.m. to 4:30 he will again stop writing and take half an hour of rest, rise and chant his japa with till 7 o'clock, and then 7 o'clock he will write the letters and correspondence. 7 a.m. onwards till 7:30. 7:30 he will study the Shastras, and almost till 8:30 he will receive guests, else he will continue reading if there are no guests. Till 9:30 am he will again take some rest, then he will take bath, prasad. And what was his breakfast prasad? Half quarter milk, around just less than 250 ml, some couple of chapatis and fruit. 9:55 am he will go to court. See the schedule, such precise. And 10 o'clock the court duties will start till 1 p.m. Return home, become fresh till 2 p.m. Return to the court till 5 p.m. and then return home at 5 p.m. Translate Sanskrit Shastras to Bengali till 7 p.m. he will do this translation work, and then at 7 p.m. again take bath, take prasadam. That time it was rice, half quarter milk, couple of chapatis, and take rest again. So this is an amazing summary of the schedule of Thakur. 3 hours of sleep, 8.5 hours of writing, 4.5 hours of study and japa, and 6 hours of court duties. He always consulted a pocket watch and kept time very, very punctually. So that is about Bhakti Thakur. I also would like to share uh, a short PPT on the. Uh, I'll share it again. Here. So these are the verses. Maybe we have a little time more. We can try to meditate upon on this auspicious day. I got this from ISKCON Desire Tree, our His Grace Karunamurti Prabhu shared with me. So I came to know about it. So when I read it, I felt that it was very much helping us to abide by the mood of a Gaudiya Vaishnava. Uh, I hope the PPT is visible. Is it visible,
Yes,
Sankarshan Priya
Prabhuji.
Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, it is visible.
Okay. Okay. So the screen has got stuck, but I'll his aspiration to follow. These are very simple Sanskrit. Looks like a Vaishnava song only, but not heard of in our Vaishnava books. I don't know why the slide is not moving ahead. Just give me a minute. I'll see what can be done. Okay, maybe till the time I will try to read from my mobile. Maybe the screen has got stuck. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Am I audible, bro?
Echoing.
Yeah. Now it will be okay. So
Okay.
I share the screen once again. Okay. I hope it is visible and audible clear now.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So, in every birth, may I attain love towards my Guru for Sri Gauranga, his teachings delineating pure bhakti to the holy place where the son of Sachi manifested his Leela, the Diksha mantra and the holy name of Hari, the days of Hari, that is Ekadashi and other holy days, the followers of Sri Rupa and that Shastra spoken by Shuka, Srimad Bhagavatam. So he's praying here, first verse, to get love and affection towards Guru and the Lord and the scriptures. He who resides in the forest of Vrindavan, who is the very wealth of Madhura Rasa and bountiful in divine mellows, always gives pleasure unto the supreme potency Sri Radha. May that same Krishna who appeared in Gauda as the son of Sachi in order to explain the method of his own worship always remain my master birth after birth. So very clear the purpose of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, to depict as a devotee what should be the duty of devotee and the method of worship. So let him remain my master birth after birth. So devoted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I shall not accept Vairagya, which does not lead to Bhakti, neither Jnana, if it does not consciously acknowledge the personal qualities of the Supreme. I am not interested in Ashtanga Yoga, and for it does not award the bliss of Hari Bhajana. May I only attain intense service to Radha and Krishna. Here in the fourth verse, he describes that living in a humble cottage under a tree, performing Vraja Bhajana, I shall continue reside in that Tirth of Navadvipa. I will not live in any other place, even if it is worshipped in ecstasy by great personalities such as sages or devas. Even if I am given a palace and immense wealth there, so much attached to Navadvipa, which is going to be the very manifested Dhama in the Kali Yuga. Indeed, I have no attachment to my Varna, nor do I have any pride in the rules of my ashrama. I have no love for dharma or adharma. I engage in different dharmas only to maintain this gross body. Yet I only truly desire that dharma which helps me perform pure bhajana. My vow will be to have great humility, simplicity, tolerance in all matters, respect and compassion in order to serve the feet of Sri Hari. I shall follow proper conduct as described by the devotees of the Lord and those that have manifest from the ambrosial activities of Lord Chaitanya. So the Vaishnava qualities is what he is aspiring for, and follow the conduct as described by the devotees of the Lord. I have no attraction to live in a majestic kingdom of Vaikuntha, nor do I desire to perform any types of mundane activities. I do not care for impersonal liberation for even a moment. Moreover, the pure pastimes of Hari, devoid of the happiness found within Vraja, give me no pleasure, because they have no connection to Sri Radha. So that kind of pastimes of Hari, also which are devoid of Srimati Radharani's pleasure, is also not aspired by me. I no longer care about my wife, daughter, son, mother and friends if they have no attachment to Hari, his devotees and the process of bhakti. It is indeed a great fault to accept food from non-devotees and materialists. How will I perfect my Hari Bhajan by associating with such people? I will always keep at a great distance those who are blinded by mundane logic, attached to material pleasures, those who are averse to Krishna and attached to the ghastly state of impersonal liberation. Even for a moment, I will never approach anyone who arrogantly worships Govinda without Radha. That is my vow. Prabhupada used to become very angry when Radha and Krishna were separated. Who has done this? He will speak very harsh words. Bring them together. So that is the mood here depicted by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I shall only accept that food and milk, that cloth, and those utensils that are first offered to the Lord. Food and milk we can understand, but even the cloth and the utensils. I shall not associate with those things that are mundane. I will only reside at a place of my divine mistress, Radha Kunda, and with a happy mind I will engage in the blissful bhajan of Radha Krishna. At the feet of those devotees who are serving the feet of divine couple, I will eventually be liberated from this material body. One may have a doubt, he is thinking to just live at Radha Kunda, but he has done the preaching in the proper mood. This is the prayer. So at those times, such a great printing press and establishing so many bhakti vrikshas, so it is properly a Goshtyanandi, not that he is Bhajananandi. But this is at the later end after doing good amount of preaching. So there are those who are expert in the following the instructions of son of Sachi and who are residing in Vraja, constantly serve Sri Radha, who is supremely worshipable and who relishes the rasa of Sri Krishna. With a fixed mind, I will drink the nectar of their feet and sprinkle it upon my head every day. And this is also very interesting. My intrinsic nature is to be a servant of Hari. Yet for a long time I have fallen into the ocean of despair. because of my connection with Mahamaya. By strictly following these self-imposed regulations every day, I will be able to rise up from that ocean. Only by the mercy and help of the Vaishnavas will I be able to crush this material illusion. And what is the Falashruti? This Swaniyama Dwadashakam has been composed explaining my own personal mode of bhajan. One who reads this with great faith and worships the beloved forms of the divine couple firmly in their mind will reside in Vraja and worship Radha Krishna as one of their manjaris, eventually engaging in the various services to them. So, especially this is a mood of our Gaudiya Vaishnava parampara to be assisting, Gopi Padakamalaya Das 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 Anu Das. So I found it little interesting and very very helping us to dwell in the mood of our acharyas. So yeah, 8:07 now. I would like to pause. We could almost describe most of the things which I knew of. There are many more things which we can speak of. But in case anybody of you would like to add or reflect, then we can open for some discussion now. Thank you for this opportunity, Sri Sankarshan Priya Prabhu. I hope I could do some justice. Extensive Acharya's pastimes are there, but whatever I could gather from this PPT, I shared it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for elaborately walking us through the life and history and glories of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. I would request the devotees to share their questions, comments, or questions. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandvat Pranams. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu. Recently, last week, we went to Mayapur and on the Radhastami, we were there. So we could see Bhaktivinoda Thakura's residence, and then His Grace Ram Prasad Prabhu took us on a tour, TOVP, and the temple is facing south. So that is facing the house of Bhaktivinoda Thakura, he said, Prabhu. Normally temples face north or east,
Correct.
but here it is facing south. And so
our TOVP temple, correct?
Yes, Prabhu, TOVP temple. And whatever you told now, we could connect it, Prabhu, because just last week we went there and personally we could see all that. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for sharing that, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So yes.
Prabhuji, I have one question, Prabhu. Whether I think there was an overlap between our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada and Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Whether they met in person, Prabhuji?
As far as I remember, I am not sure whether they met personally. But only thing of coincidence is he sent the books in 1896, and that was the year when Prabhupada appeared. I am not sure whether they met. As far as I have heard, I have not heard of it. Yes, Prabhu. Anybody else has heard of it here? Yeah, they didn't meet. Yeah, 22 he met. That's what. So before that, in 1914, Bhaktivinoda Thakur passed away. So that time Abhay Babu was just 18 years old. Yeah. So that was the time he had segregated himself, as we discussed in Samadhi in Jagannath Puri in 1914. Last 1 year he absolutely sealed himself, and from 1908 he just resorted to solitude bhajan, and just occasionally he used to travel to Calcutta. So at least in my understanding, we hear that he did not meet.
Okay, thank you.
And he saw the books of Bhaktivinoda Thakur in USA when he went. When Prabhupada went to USA, he could see them there. He was very delighted to see them over there. Yes.
Any other questions, comments from the devotees here?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Balaji Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, thank you very much for the wonderful class with all the details of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura, Prabhu. What was your experience, Prabhu? Yeah, after reciting these 13 verses, Prabhu, which you just gave us.
Honestly speaking, Prabhu, I just got that yesterday, and I was just going through, and it was very, very making me feel that what Srila Prabhupada has given us, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has wanting to give us, that is the personal mode of bhajan of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So when I read the Falashruti, that made me generally we in ISKCON we do not focus much on the Falashruti aspect, but here Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself is telling that those who sincerely and meditate on these 12 self-imposed regulations, they will get the service in the form of a manjari. So what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants us to give Gopi Pad Kamala or Das Das Anudas, and what Srila Prabhupada is giving us, this is very much accepted by Bhaktivinoda Thakur as his personal mode of worship. So I have heard from my seniors that we should have our personal prayers also apart from that of the Acharyas and Srimad Bhagavatam, which is very dear to Krishna, because Krishna likes to hear the personal prayers of the devotees also, which obviously should not be deviating from the mood. So here is a personal prayer of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and which is so much in line with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. So it was very much making me belong and inspiring that yes, we can we are in a safe shelter, and we can just apply the mood of the acharyas in our day-to-day prayers and consciousness, which will be very, very pleasing to our acharyas also. So that was something which went yesterday when I was reading that. I thought I will share, and it may please the devotees.
Thank you very much for sharing these verses, Prabhu. It
Yeah,
was so
I will share
nice.
with
I have
Sankarshan
taken
here,
the
Prabhu. If
screenshots.
he wishes, then he can share to other
Okay,
devotees also.
okay, Prabhu. So nice of you. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Balaji Prabhu. Dhanvat Pranam. We
I
have
think there are no questions. One quick announcement.
yes,
Tomorrow is the auspicious disappearance day of Srila Haridas Takura. So we will have again another special class to glorify and understand the mood of Haridas. Okay. So I request all the devotees to gather in our verse. Thank you, Prabhu. If there are no questions, Prabhu, I think we can end with the
yes, Prabhu.
कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रील भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय, तकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Thank you, devotees. We will end the Zoom session and we'll meet again tomorrow morning, same time.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Thank you.